The regular season has been extremely competitive. Just look at the fact that the playoff race continued until the last games. And in the Western Conference, there was a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. In addition to countless crazy trades, the crazy race for MVP, and numerous contenders in both conferences. What will happen in the playoff games? Will the Bucks, led by the Greek Freak, dominate their opponents? Or will Harden and Embiid give their all? Or the Boston Celtics take advantage of their second chance? Or will some dark horse upset all the bookmakers and experts? Get comfortable, subscribe, and you'll learn a lot of interesting things. Let's go. I'm sure none of you will argue that no team in the East will be able to stand up to the Charlotte Hornets, and that it will be the Hornets who will make it to the finals.
Emotional damage!
Okay, that's too harsh. Let's be serious. There are a lot of great balanced teams in the East, and it's quite difficult to identify the best ones. With all due respect, I can't rate the prospects of the Atlanta Hawks or Miami Heat too highly. And maybe they would have had a chance at least in the second round, but facing Milwaukee or Boston, I think those chances are less than 1%. But things start to get more complicated. The Brooklyn Nets are exactly the dark horses of this playoff race. Of course, in a battle with Philadelphia, they will be underdogs, but it's not all that sad. The saga with Irving and Durant is over, and Brooklyn, in my opinion, has even become better in some aspects. And if you take into account how much Mikal Bridges has progressed, you could say they have their own star in the lineup. Of course, these are all advances in his favor, but the stretch he's had since the trade is impressive. The Nets now have a player with star potential and plenty of quality role players and a fighting foundation. Everyone's favorite Ben Simmons won't be playing until the end of the season, so the atmosphere in the locker room could be quite positive. And Spencer has also started to shine quite often since his return to New York. Since his comeback to the Nets, he's almost made it into the top 5 assist leaders in the league, so these guys should not be written off. Under favorable circumstances, they can test Philadelphia's nerves. Next up, we have something even more interesting. The duel between Knicks and Cleveland promises to be the most intense among all the matches, as these two teams are equally matched in my opinion. But do either of these teams have a chance to even compete for the conference finals? I think not. Cleveland is a very young team, with Garland and Mobley undoubtedly talented. But this is their first playoffs. Mitchell is demonstrating great play and is a leader on the court with playoff experience, but Cleveland's time has not yet come. They have insane prospects for the future. But besides that, it is evident that they had many problems at the end of matches during the regular season. And with giants like the Bucks, Celtics, or 76ers, their chances will be slim. As for the Knicks, they have their own big three in Randall, Barrett, and Bronson. And Robinson is a strong player in the post, but will this be enough? I think not. Now on to the most exciting part, the reason why we're all here. The top 3 contenders who will make it to the NBA Finals. Philadelphia simply cannot be ignored. Even if you don't like them, even if Embiid doesn't win MVP, his performances throughout the season are still impressive, and by following the team's games, you can find many positives. Joel is the league's top scorer. Add to that the fact that Harden has become the best passer. And now when the best scorer and best passer are playing for you, you are by definition among the main contenders for the title. Philadelphia is earning 4.5 points per game immediately following a play in which Embiid sets a screen for Harden, making it the most profitable combination of the season. Maxey also frequently delivers top performances, and the role players support the stars. However, there are still concerns about Philadelphia. Will Harden break down in the playoffs again? Will Embiid stay healthy in the early games? Will there be enough consistency from the bench players? And will Doc Rivers stop making mistakes in the most important moments? But a significant advantage that makes you believe in the strength of the 76ers is the motivation with which the team approaches this playoff run. Embiid wants to win, and Harden is not getting any younger. He needs to show something in the playoffs to be considered an NBA legend. For Tucker, this may be his last season at a normal level, and the fans are demanding results from the team. If all the stars align, I think Philly is capable of beating both the Nets and Boston and even making a run at the NBA Finals. The next favorite from the East could be the Boston Celtics, who were in the finals last year and dominated early in the season. The Celtics are currently the only NBA team to make it into the top 5 of the league's efficiency ratings for both offense and defense this season. This means that the Celtics are strong on both sides of the ball. It's an interesting fact that all NBA champions have consistently been in the top 10 of these ratings. Boston has elite bombers in Tatum and Brown who generate around 60 points per game as a tandem. The Celtics played in the finals last year against the legendary Warriors, which clearly added experience and strength to their team. In addition, the Celtics' rotation is simply excellent, and their team composition is very balanced with high-level coaching. Boston is a strong team, and they can only be defeated by themselves, particularly if they don't start shooting better from the free throw line. Because when it comes to free throw attempts, Boston is in real trouble, ranking 28th in the league in terms of the average number of points scored. And in playoff games, this could make their lives difficult. Bookmakers and experts are just raving about the Bucks. But are these accolades deserved? In fact, although many may not like the way Milwaukee plays, there are a few important things that cannot be taken away from them. Statistically speaking, they had the best regular season in the NBA. Giannis is playing at an MVP level, and in my opinion, Brook Lopez has been the best defensive player of the season, while Drew Holiday is having his best season with the Bucks. Of course, one of their stars, Chris Middleton, has only played 30 games and hasn't found his form, but paradoxically, the team still managed to finish as the top team in the NBA and play great basketball. When you add to that the advantage of their home court in all potential series, their prime Greek player, a solid foundation, quality role players, championship experience, you'll understand that they are a top team confidently heading towards their second title. Who will make it to the finals? Everyone has their own opinion and arguments, but I'm putting my money on the Bucks versus 76ers in the conference finals, where the Bucks will beat the Philadelphia in 6 games. However, everything depends on the players' health in the top teams.